What's up, guys, and welcome to another video, and let's get ready to wake up and react to another episode of Mob Psycho 100, Season 1, Episode 7. Okay, yeah, clarification from last time, something I missed because I was, like, geeking out about Bakia. Oh, wait, I can't remember how to say it. Bakaroga. I think that's what it was. Bakaroga. That. I was geeking out over that. Anyway, just the way it rolls off the tongue is so satisfying. Anyway, so I missed the part where his brother, I can't remember his name, Mob's brother, the reason that he was so, I don't know if I should say so willing, but, like, the reason he agreed to framing, the kid, I can't remember his name either, the one with the perfect attendance record, he thought that he was bullying, Mob's brother thought that he was bullying Mob, but really he wasn't, so that's why he was okay with framing him. But he kind of felt sick with himself afterwards, so I was wrong. So I understand now why he did it, but I don't think Mob would be very, pleased to hear that he did that. He'd probably be like, you should have just asked me, dude. Like, I would have told you that's not what was happening. But then it's like, would you believe him, though? He might just be lying because he doesn't want to cause conflict, so, or make a big deal out of it, or however he would think about it. But so the way it, and also now we know he is an Esper, Mob's brother. I should have written his name down. I'll do it this time. But yeah, so, and it seems like he has the potential to be just as powerful as Mob with the way he messed that spoon up in his anger. Also, Mob noticed another Esper, an adult, but he said he had this sickening feeling. So we have to look out for that person. And the way it ended, the way it truly ended was we saw the other ghost. I can't remember his name, but the little, like, floating green one with the rosy cheeks who disappeared or we thought was exorcised, but it looks like he was just hiding from Mob, so now we're gonna see how this goes, because his brother might be a better host, I guess you could say, right? So anyway, other than that, let's jump into the reaction, guys. No. Okay, there is one thing I wanted to go back and see, though. Got it. Okay, so he was around, so yeah, it was what I thought, like, because I was talking over it, but I thought I gathered what happened. So because you were around all the time, you kind of got mixed up with, because they don't, because they're being beat to a pulp. I don't think anyone's really keeping track of what he looks like or anything with this white tea poison, so it kind of makes sense now that you think about it, that, like, they don't know you personally either, so how would they know, like, who white tea poison really is, you know? You happen to be around, so it kind of works out. I guess it makes sense that they jump to that conclusion. But anyway, so his brother, Ritsu is, he's kind of letting all of this power go to his head. He loves it, dude. He is just eating all of this up. He let go, right? He said he lost all of his limits, and he's like on top of the world. I don't know why he's just like that? Like, is there a reason why you're so drunk on power, or why you're so obsessed with being the best? Is it because, like, your whole life you've been given that reputation, and now you do truly, now that you have the opportunity to be the best, which he wanted to be the best in, I think, a certain, I guess the category would be Esper. So every other thing that he was considered the best in didn't really matter to him. The one thing he wanted to be the best at was the one thing he'd never be the best at. And now that he has that, he's like, all right, I'm just going full throttle. He just went for it. But also I think he knows that, like, with this being the best Esper there is, it's like you can have he thinks at least, you could have so much more than you could have with being the best at every other thing that you were considered the best at, even if you weren't really the best at those things. But yeah, so, I I mean, I get it, kid. but like he hasn't he doesn't realize that you can't really get everything with these abilities. Like you can't, those abilities don't get you friends. Those abilities don't help you achieve those like social skills or any other skills like true bonds with people, genuine bonds with people. You're not, I think you don't get the more meaningful things in life. I mean, they might get you power, but power is not everything. It can actually kind of isolate you and make you lonely because then when you're always above everyone else, you're never with anyone else. You're always above and alone. It's isolating. You know? So, I actually feel like that I did not come up with that myself. That's from something that I watched. Um, I can't remember what it was that I was watching. I don't know if it was an anime or a show, but that was what one of the characters went through. They're like they just wanted to be normal because they were always considered the best and oh, it was Pyrrha, I think. Was it Pyrrha from RWBY? I think it was because she was always considered the best, like and no one ever like wanted to get close to her. They never thought that they were worthy enough, and so she's always kind of been alone. So I feel like kind of that's what he's gonna learn. Like that's what you're gonna experience, kid. Like you're gonna be alone, and I don't know. Maybe he'll be okay with that for a while, but that's kind of I like that Mob realized it. Like his powers don't get him everything. His brother's gonna have to learn the hard way, I guess. But I don't know how Mob's gonna react to this because right now he may be better than he was. Ritsu may be better than he was, but he's nowhere near on Mob's level. And I think that the problem with that is, I don't think he ever will be because Mob's being possessed by clearly a very powerful spirit. So unless you're on that level, dude, you're never gonna get that powerful. So maybe though, if Dimple can get all of his powers back, Mob's gonna have to like exercise him out of his brother's body. But also, I mean, your brother, he's always gonna, this complex isn't ever gonna go away, dude. I mean, he needs therapy. That's the way it's gonna go away, but I don't know if that's gonna be good enough. Also, I'm just worried because I don't know how this whole confrontation is gonna go. I'm kind of scared for him, for Mob, because he loves his brother, he loves his little brother, but now I think his brother might lash out at him. He's gonna say some pretty hurtful things. I'm better than you now, but his brother, Ritsu, seemed to really care about Mob, but now I don't know. Now that he's letting all of this power go to his head, it's having a really huge negative impact on his personality, and I just don't want to see him hurt Mob. He just doesn't deserve it. Not at all. But at least, Reagan, is that it, right? I don't know. He stood up for Mob. Hey, a con artist knows a con artist. And he out-conned them. I love it. Oh, yes. But, Mob, I guess the whole thug thing doesn't really matter now, because Ritsu kind of took care of all of them, right? What else happened in this episode that I need to comment on? The guy, at least he's done now. The student president or whatever, this guy right here on screen. At least he's done. It was kind of funny. I like what he said. He was like, what Ritsu told him. He goes, oh, I guess all the trash you needed to clean up was right here in your room, not at school. But there is still some trash left there. Like, oh, okay. So yeah, you went from like venting your frustrations out on others and thinking that it was like making you look better, making you the god of the school, when in actuality, everyone's kind of coming to hate you. So really, didn't work out well for you, did it? And you got the shit beat out of you too. So, not that I had no connection to what you were doing at the school, but he needs to. That whole room is kind of a reflection of how much he needs to kind of. I feel like kind of clean up. You need to do a real self-evaluation, dude. Just kind of have a whole. I think you just need to be. You need to either be left alone with your thoughts and like really have like a whole self-reflection period, or you need to go see a therapist, because your home environment is very toxic, so you're not going to get the help you need there. You might need to talk to Mob. He seems to sometimes have some great advice, or sometimes he just says things that just kind of click with people. But I don't know. He has a lot of shit he needs to sort through. I don't know, like a better term, phrase, whatever. That I think it's like take it slow, girl. It's alright, you'll get there. Remember what you're trying to say. It's a lot of shit that is oh my god, what is the word I'm looking for? Result. That's what I was looking for. Result. It's the result of all of the negativity thrown around and in his face. So it's just kind of, I kind of feel for him, because when you're constantly told that you're not good enough, you're never gonna be good enough. Like, why aren't you here yet? You know, like his mom telling him, you know, like you're not at your brother's level, like, so maybe you shouldn't be doing all this student council stuff, and maybe just focus on the one thing at a time, because kind of just saying, like, you're not as capable as everything that your brother was. You can't take on so many things. And I think she was kind of coming from a good place, like, don't overwhelm yourself, but in actuality, like, that coupled with what his brother is saying, like, it's kind of coming off of, like, you're not good enough, you're never going to be as good as your brother, right? So he found that way to make him feel like he was good enough, like he was as good, and it was like kind of making everyone else his bitch, or like they were beneath him. He was better than them at school, right? He's a god. But you need to just sort through all of that stuff, dude, and figure out what's really gonna make you happy and how you can change things to make you happy. And just don't listen to that negativity. I kind of feel bad for him. You know, it's not as easy to just shrug that stuff off if you don't have a bunch of other, like, positive influences in your life, or people that can kind of help you shed all of that. That, again, I keep using negativity, but, like, yeah, all that negativity, that really self-deprecating, all that self-deprecating thoughts, or feelings that others put on you. You know, I just feel for him, because I have to deal with that shit every day in my house. So it's kind of like, but I have people that help me kind of say, hey, this is bullshit. This is what's real. This is what matters. This is what doesn't. This is stuff that they're trying to put on you that's not what should be put on you. So don't let it, you know what I mean? Like, don't let it weigh on you or whatever. So, but if I didn't have those people, like, he seems to not, like, I could see myself kind of being like that, I guess. I mean, I'm glad that I'm not, but it's because I had people there to help me shed all of that and just kick it to the curb. No, that's not true. That's not my fault. Don't put all that on yourself. And you don't have to be at this level. You just be where you want to be. You be where you are. And if you want to get better, you can. But if you fail, it's okay. And if you're not as good as somebody else, but you really shouldn't compare yourself to other people, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's fine. But you have to, like, kind of work your way through that and pass that every day. So anyway, I just went on a whole thing. Sorry, guys. But this show does that to you, dude. I love it. 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 But anyway, I'm going to stop there. So remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And if you guys want full reactions, you can catch it on my Patreon. And the link for that is in the description below. So check that out. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys, and I'll catch you in the next reaction.